All right, we are recording. Okay, so I just want to tell y'all really quick my version of Cassie's story before she hops in, because guys, I mean, she will go into details, but y'all, I want you to understand, number one, keep in mind that we have lots of people are muted. Hold on, let me mute. Um, Keep in mind that February is a very short month, okay? Cassie showed up at my house on the 7th, started working the business on the 8th, looked up on the 25th, and still needed 4,000 in volume to hit her goal. And most of the time after the 25th, you have a good solid week, right? Not in February, you don't. You have 3 days. And she legit could have let that break her. And I know that there's some of y'all that are sitting here looking at your goal right now on the 7th of March. And y'all are like, I don't really think I can hit that goal. And I just want you to shake yourself, because you can. And if hearing her story does not make you realize that you can, then I need to come to this computer screen right here and shake you for you, because literally anything can happen. And it's just remarkable. I witnessed it. She was at my house the whole time, and it was a lot of fun. And I just cannot wait for her to pour into you. So I just want you to understand and listen to her story with open eyes and an open heart, and looking at your chart, realizing that regardless of where you are right now, regardless of what you need on your chart, how many DTs, how many loyal customers, it can and it will happen if you decide. So I'm going to turn this over to my friend Cassie and let her tell you all about it.
Hello, everybody. So I'm super excited. And for anybody that's new and this is your first Sunday night call with us, welcome. I know a lot of people just jumped into the business with our discounted kits. So I'm super excited that you're here. My name is Cassie. I have been in this business for a year and 2 days. I just celebrated a year in this business, and it has been such a blessing for my life. I was teaching English in Spain and sent home early due to COVID, left without a job. I want to be a full-time missionary someday, but that doesn't pay you. I didn't know what to do. I don't know who's unmuted. And I didn't have to go to grad school, but knew that I wanted to. And this business provided that for me, guys. I heard about these $15,000 bonuses and I just went for it. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just excited. And the excitement, like, seriously just made me get there. I just figured it out along the way. So I just want to tell you that if you're new and anything that I say confuses you, that's okay. Just be excited. Okay. Be excited, be on fire, be committed, and just do it, because you will figure it out. I promise you. I'm no special human that has some special code or formula that's allowed me to do this. I've just made decisions that have allowed me to get where I am in a year, and you can do the same thing, and you can do it even quicker if you want. So, I was living in California for grad school in February, and on February 7th, I did my chart and I had 749 in volume on the emerald side of my chart. And if you don't know, an emerald needs 5,000 in volume. I freaked out. Okay. And I had to get real and upset, and I cried about it. I mean, I went through it all. I went through the feelings of like, oh no, I thought this month was the month that I wanted to go double diamond. Well, I don't know where that's going to happen, because I'm 4,000 something short just on this side of my chart. And it was terrifying. It was terrifying. I knew that I was moving across the country. Drive for at least, Tiffany's house was 18 or 19 hours from where I was living in California. Okay, so that's a full day. There goes that. Plus I'm still doing grad school. So I could have counted myself out at that moment. And I'm not going to say I didn't freak out, because I did freak out. But I got on the road, I drove, I got to Tiffany's house, and I had to catch up on school, guys. And on the 8th was the first time that I touched my business pretty much for February. I had put up a post here and there. I got a few posts to post up, but I couldn't really do anything. I was in the car. And like, I mean, I'll be the first to say that I'm still trying to sign distributors and customers voice messaging in the car. Like I will say that, but I was also in the mountains. So there was only so much that I could do, and life was on my plate. And I knew that February wasn't aligning the way I needed it to for my goals, but I still wanted it. And it didn't make sense looking at the formulas of how things were going to work. It didn't make sense. But on the 8th, I just started working. I had 20 days left, guys. And one thing that I do want to say right now is, if you surround yourself with people that believe in you, it'll help you. It'll help you. Being with Tiffany, never once did she say, oh no, you can't do this. Like, your sponsor, these people around you know that you can do it and will encourage you. that will make Virginia's comment, that will make all of the difference for your life. So I wrote 9 essays while I was at Tiffany's house, 9 essays for grad school, was doing hours of school a day. I was stranded in Texas because of their snowstorm. Like, what do you know? A Wisconsinite goes to Texas, brings us some snowstorm with them, is trapped there. And I'm like, oh no, I don't know what to do. And Tiffany's like, well, you shouldn't drive the last few days of the month. That doesn't make sense, because she knew I was going to promote. But guys, I didn't have life stop so that I could promote. And that's what I think you guys need to know, is that life got crazier. I had midterms. I had all these things coming up. And I wasn't operating in my norm. I wasn't in my routine. I wasn't in my comfort zone. Granted, it wasn't uncomfortable hanging out with Tiffany, but everything was new surroundings, and I was not comfortable. And I had to just figure out how, in this situation of my life right now, am I going to make this work? Because in my brain, I said, I'm going to do it. I said, yeah, it's terrifying. I'm still 4,000 away and we're on the 8th. Like, nothing's changed. But I had to make that decision to say that I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do everything in my power to sprint through the 28th at midnight with as much force as I can. And if I don't hit it, I'm going to be really close. And so I just went for it. And I said something at conference that Alyssa Bowman quoted back to me. I said, push for the bonuses like it's do or die, but take quitting off the table. Like, you can sprint at these bonuses, but if I didn't hit it, I wasn't going to quit. But it just fired me up because I wanted it so bad. So I made that decision. And when I decided that I was making that decision to promote, it took everything in me. You know, there were mornings that I had to be like, okay, this doesn't seem realistic. And then I had to quickly change my mindset, like very quickly, to be like, no, it's okay. There were moments that Tiffany and I had to sit down and I was like, hey, God, I surrender my business to you, because I still have life on, like, going on everywhere around me. And I can't stop life. You can't stop being a mom. You can't stop doing what you're doing. You can't stop your other job. You can't stop being a spouse, but you can still find the cracks of your time to be more efficient. And that is what I did. And so I woke up on, first, when I made that decision, I put it out there. I think that's huge. I think everyone needs to know, and not only putting it in posts and being bold and raw and real. Why do I need this bonus? Well, I have $9,000 of orthodontic care I need done on my mouth that I can't afford. I don't know, maybe somebody can relate. Who knows? I'm sure people can. There's no insurance to help you with that. So I put it out there, and I just got real about why my team needed this. I got real about why Hannah needed her promotion. I got real about why the people on my team needed what they needed, and people just started caring. And not only did I put it in my posts, but I communicated it with my sponsors, with my uplines, with my friends in the business. I told Alyssa Fairman, I told Tiffany, I told Alyssa Bowman, I told literally everybody. I said, this is what I'm going for. Like, let's do it. Just so you know, because if people know, you're a lot more likely to show up for your goals. If you don't tell people and you're not showing up, nothing, whatever, like, it's one thing to let yourself down, but when you have it out there, you're going to push harder, because that's just human nature to not want to not hit a goal that you set out there. So I got real and loud about it, guys. And I woke up on the 25th hoping that I would be super close. As you know, all auto ships run on the 25th. I woke up and I was so excited to hopefully be super close. Well, I wasn't. Oh, let me backtrack. Actually, the 24th. Here's what happened on the 24th. It was a day in my business like none other. I messaged, I think, seriously, 200 new people. I got 20 host-to-posts up the day before, I think. I messaged like 200 new people, not follow-ups, new people about the products. Nobody responded. I was getting so frustrated. I looked at Tiffany. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I want to throw my phone out the door, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay consistent. But we were walking out of her house and I said, okay, God, give me one enrollment, give me one sign, give me one something that shows me that you're in this, like that we're still doing this. Give me something small. I'll trust that it's enough right now. Like, I was still so far away, but I just needed one sign from God that this was still a thing. And I said, God, please just show up in some way. I need it, or I'm going to lose my mind. And that day, in an hour, we were sitting in Tiffany's car and I enrolled 407 BB in 1 hour. And it was insane. It was like, okay, God's like, yeah, you wanted one enrollment. No, here's like a lot. And I was like, it was just shopping cart after shopping cart after shopping cart, upsell after upsell. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. And that was the moment that I was like, yeah, it might be the 25th tomorrow morning. I don't care. Here we go. Like, we're still in. And I don't know if I wasn't in it before, I am now. Like, that's for sure. Woke up on the 25th, guys, and I was still 4,000 away. And I was like, oh my gosh, we had declines. We had people that shut off their auto ships. We had every situation that then led me to believe that it was like, oh, it was still so far. It was still so far. So I had to get real again. I had 3 days left, not a week. As Tiffany said, there's not 7 days after the 25th of February. So that was more than 1,000 a day that I needed to bring in. And I just started messaging everybody, guys. I messaged everybody that I knew. And when there's urgency, when you want a promotion that bad, you'll do it. you'll do it. You don't care what people think. I message people from my chicken noodle soup list to my dirt list to my chicken list, to literally every list that I possibly had of people that I'm like, you might support me, but nah, why bother? Probably not. No, I went to those people. And I went to people that had liked my post and I said, hey, I don't know if you meant to do this just because you wanted to support me or if you actually want more information, but my team is going for a life-changing promotion. And if you would just take a look at the products, you could help us in it. And people are like, okay, like people care more than you think. So it's all in your head pretty much that they don't. So I messaged everybody, voice messaging, guys, get comfortable with it. Because if somebody hears the urgency in your voice, and I was pretty much probably talking like this, I was like, hey guys, like, I need this order. Like if you order now, this is going to help us with so many things. And people hear that in your voice and they know you're real. They know you're not trying to scam them. I care about their goals. And I hope that they would care about my goals. So it's like a mutual relationship we're building with the people in our network. And I got real and I voice messaged and I said, here it is. This is what I'm going for. Like if you order before tonight, whatever, and then upsell, I upsold like no other, guys. Like seriously. This one girl told me she could spend $30. She ended up spending $190. So that just tells you that when somebody says something, think about their goals above the price of the products, because you will be surprised. Okay. If they know, and if you're not asking, hey, do you want to add on my thermal fight? If somebody said, hey, do you want to add on another product? I'd say no. But if somebody says, hey, you should add on this product, most of my clients are adding it on. It's giving the best results that you can possibly have. You can always adjust your order if you need to, but this is what people are starting with. This is going to give you the results that you need. You'll unlock free shipping. You'll help us hit a goal. When you tell them why they should, they will. If you say, hey, do you want to? Nah. That's what I would say too. And I'm like, I like to support people, but I'd be like, nah, why? Like, not necessary. Why would I do that? If you tell them why they should for the goals that they give you, they're trusting you with their goals. They're trusting you with their weight loss. They're trusting you to make money from home. They're trusting you. So it is your job. You are doing a disservice if you do not upsell. And to get 4,000 in volume in 3 days, couldn't have done it if I didn't upsell. It would have never happened. So I'm telling you, when you send a shopping cart to somebody, when you send even messages to somebody, they're like, I'm interested in the gummies. Don't just go for the quick sale. Remember their goals, because also if you're not helping them get good results, they're going to turn off their auto ship. And we don't want people to turn off their auto ships. We want people to keep ordering for life. We want people to become obsessed with the products and want to become a distributor. Like we're working to help with these people with their goals. And I think sometimes I know that we complicate it. We complicate it because we get afraid. We act like we're getting mad. I think about this example, I've shared it a million times, but you think about somebody, a waitress coming up to you, offering you dessert after your meal. Do you like get mad and yell at her and tell her to just take back your whole order and you want it free? And you're just like block her out of your life? Like you just leave the restaurant? That's absurd. You say, no, thank you. Or you say, actually, that's exactly what I need to top off this meal right now. Perfect. Add it on. You know what I mean? Or like a candy bar somebody adds on to donate $1 to this person. You're like, oh, sure. Why not? So don't assume people's budgets. That's one of the biggest things that I learned. And I had to get really raw. And even for me, I don't care. I'll upsell to anybody, but it still was challenging because I would upsell twice. And I was like, do I go for the third? And I'm like, yep, sure do. You got to go for it. Go for no. Keep going. Keep offering. So I had notes because I knew this was going to happen. But so I had to like create a journey, and we've been talking about this a lot since conference about giving people a journey to follow. Okay. Like if somebody sees that you're going for something, Ashley shared this example at conference. She was watching TikToks of some guy. I don't know what he wanted to do. He wanted to donate some money to I don't know. Okay. He was doing some weird thing that was completely irrelevant to all of her life. Like it literally mattered not at all. He was doing DoorDash and trying to do something, I don't know. And she literally wanted to just Venmo him like $500 to help him hit his goal, not because it mattered at all, but just because she was so invested in watching the journey. And I'm like, that's what we want to do with people. And so my page maybe got a little bit spammy at the end. I don't care because it worked and people saw what was happening and they knew that there wasn't much of like other life happening in those days. I was pushing hard for promotion and people, I think, respond well to that. And so I put that journey out there. I allowed them to follow along and to support me. And when I made a post and said, hey, like we're this many orders away, if you've ever considered and you want to support us, please let me know. I had people coming to me. I had people in my inbox that are like, hey, what's your link again? And I'm like, who are you? Or people are like, hey, can I have your link? I'd like to support you. And I'm like, yeah, I've never heard your name before, but like, here it is. Let me know if you have questions. You will be amazed by how many people will start to care about your goals. Your goals aren't selfish. Like, I think that is another thing in our head. It's like, well, I'm putting this out there and that's selfish. No, I'm putting this out there and that helps Hannah promote. That helps all of the girls on Hannah's chart. That helps Danielle promote. That helps everyone on Danielle's chart. This is not a selfish thing, guys, but it's selfish if you don't put it out there, because there's people on your team that need you to promote so that they can promote. So if you don't have that in your mind where you're like, I'm pushing hard because I care about my team and I want them to go far. And if they go further than me, great, but I'm going to push for their goals too. So I think it's a mindset shift of being like, I have workers on my chart that need this, that want to be home with their kids. And that creates urgency. So when I'm 4,000 away, if I count myself out, I'm counting my team out. I'm pretty much telling my team, hey, you guys can't promote. Sorry, it's not our month. What? Never once did Tiffany look at me. I'm not on Tiffany's team, so it's kind of a bad example, but never once did Tiffany look at me and tell me, nah, not this month. Just do your homework, sit over there. No, guys, like, we're in this business to push ourselves, to get uncomfortable, to get outside of our comfort zones, and to help people. And I think that, I mean, I was just trying to look through today how many customers I put in after the 25th. I couldn't figure it out because it was too overwhelming. But from the 25th on, I signed like 30 people just that I got to help with their goals. And then alone on Hannah's chart as well. Okay, so working hard did not mean that I put aside all school and life and all of that. It meant that I just learned to prioritize. Yeah, sure, maybe I lost 30 minutes of sleep here. Maybe I don't know really what else I said. I didn't a ton. I just learned to be really efficient with my messaging. My main event every single day was host a post. If it's not yours, your enrollments are going to show that. Host a post what you need to be doing to get the enrollments. I was just going for it like no other. Ask every single person to post for you. If people don't want to buy, that's fine. By putting up a quick post for you. And so I had gone back and messaged every single person that told me no, asked them to post, brought up the products again, reached out to pretty much everybody. And I was constantly putting my goals out there and upselling with people. And I kind of just like, I decided, guys, there was no one and nothing that was telling me that it wasn't happening. And I'm kind of stubborn and I'm pretty competitive. So if I put it out there, the chances of me like letting it fall through like are slim to none. But the point was that I was going to get so close if I didn't get there. And then come March, when they extended those promotions, I wouldn't have been counting myself out. I would have been like, oh yeah, we got this. Okay. So like when you think about these goals and when you think about creating this journey for people to follow and all of these things, it doesn't mean that you stop your life. It like, don't. This is not meant to be the center of your life all the time. That's the beauty of the business, guys. It fits into your life. But you can fit it in a way that's efficient and going to allow you to promote, or you can fit it in a way that's just not effective and you're just scrolling and wasting time. And that's kind of what it comes down to. I think that if you are deciding in the beginning of a month of a goal, it doesn't have to be the end all be all. If you don't hit it, okay, but like go for it like you're going to hit it, and like your whole team's going to hit it, because you're doing everybody a disservice if you're not prioritizing it in that way. Tiffany, I don't know, honestly, if I said all that I was supposed to. If you have any questions you want me to answer.
No, you killed it. And it was something that just was very in awe for me to be able to watch it happen, because like I said, and Cassie reiterated, she got here on the 7th and couldn't really touch her business before that, didn't really touch her business too much intentionally until the 8th, and still needed 4,000 in volume on the 25th. And guys, there are some of you right now on the Zoom that need 4,000 plus in volume to hit your goal, and you have all month long. And unfortunately, there's probably some of y'all on this Zoom that have already checked yourself out. And that's really sad, because you shouldn't do that. You have to decide that you are worthy of this. You can hit that goal. There is nothing except for the space right here between your ears that is holding you back from hitting that goal. Like Cassie made that decision and you could see it written all over her face. Obviously decision comes with action. Like you can't just say, okay, I decide, like I'm deciding, it's happening, and then just sit back. Like your decision is backed with action, and she took that action every single day. And it's not just, okay, I'm going to message, I have about 15 people on my potentials list, so I'm just going to keep following up with these 15 people. That's not how it goes, guys. When you are ready to hit that kind of goal and you're ready to make this happen, you find the people and you get loud about your goals. And you put it out there for your audience, because just like Cassie said, people are following her journey. People are coming out of the freaking woodworks asking, she would just get this message that goes, how can I support you? And she'd be like, I don't know who they are. And I'm like, it's okay. Just give them your link. Just talk to them. But they literally were coming everywhere. But you know why? because they were following her journey. If she didn't post about it, they wouldn't have known. If she wasn't loud about it, they wouldn't have known. If it wasn't all over her page, they wouldn't have known. If she didn't decide, she could have decided the opposite way. See, because decision can go both ways, guys. She could have looked up on the 8th of February and said, well, I guess I'll try again in March. Let's just get back to diamond. Let's just re-rank to diamond, and we'll call this month a wash and we'll go into March. But she didn't. She decided the other way. And that's where I want you to think about, wherever you are right now, wherever you are today, whatever, if you are brand new in this business and you are like, I have no clue what you're talking about at all, or you have been in this business and you have a chart that maybe is not what you would like to be looking at in front of you, whatever it is, decide that you want to make it happen. Decide that if you're in this for $2,000 a month, decide, make it happen. You can do it. We have the team, we have the training, we have, just like Cassie said, get out those host to post every single day, but you can make those goals happen. And the glory of this is, if it doesn't, guess what? You pushed yourself to the max all the way to the end of the month. Now you're 20 steps closer going into the next month. Nothing bad's going to happen if for some odd reason you didn't hit your goal. Just like if Cassie pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and she fell a little bit short, guess what? She would be walking into the next month with like it pretty much happening really easy. But that's because she decided and she pushed hardcore to make that happen. And so you can't get discouraged when you don't hit your goals, especially if you show up every single day. But you also need to make that decision for yourself and for your team and for your family and for your why, whatever it is, and know that you can do it. And don't let anything hold you back, because life doesn't stop, just as she said. I mean, it happens. I'm a prime example too. Life is always going on. It doesn't just say, here, we're going to push the pause button on all of this craziness so that you can concentrate on your business, because that's not how it works. So you can consistently push this business to the back burner and concentrate on life. Or you can say, okay, God, I'm gonna need you a little bit more to help my sanity so I can balance the two and just make it happen. Because every single one of you in this Brady Bunch window has some type of life. I can guarantee you that. Is it all the same? No. We all have something different on our plates, but we all have life. And we all have a business we are working. And every single person can hit their goals. They really can. There's going to be people further away from you that end up hitting their goals because they made that decision to make it happen. So why not you? And that is what you have to, that's what you have to leave with tonight, is asking yourself, why not me? I will never forget the time I convinced myself I was not a high loyal customer enroller. I signed distributors left and right. I was great at signing distributors, but I just convinced myself that's just not my cup of tea. Like, I signed my 6 loyal customers in a month. That's about all that I can do. I'm good at DTs, not good at loyal customers. And I just told myself that over and over and over again, guys. And it wasn't until I saw someone else do it, and for a split second, I looked at them and I was like, well, that's not fair. Wonder what magic message she's sending. And then I took a step back and I realized, why not me? We're in the same company. We have the same products. I'm on the same team as her. Like, why not me? And it wasn't until I had that reflection of why not me and made that decision to do something about it. And I decided that, hey, I can sign customers. There's no reason why I can't. And that next month I signed 92 customers, because I decided. I went from, I don't even know if I've ever broke 10 customers, guys. I mean, distributors, 10 customers. I don't think I've ever broke 10 customers. But the month that I decided, and I promoted to triple that month too. It was awesome. But I'm just telling you, like, if you decide, guys, like, crazy things can happen. when you back that decision with action and show up every single day, do the task, get on these stinking Zooms, help your newbies get on Zooms, and just have fun with it and be bold about your goals. And you will just look up and you will have people sending you messages just like Cassie that say, how can I support you? How can I support you? Because people do, they want to follow a journey. And if you are not being loud about your journey, you're doing disservice to your audience, because you don't know who is also in similar shoes that can relate to that may need this as well. So you need to be bold. I mean, Cassie's is orthodontics, but maybe there's some people on here that, maybe you want to come home from work full time, or maybe you want to cut up your credit cards, or maybe you're saving for a vacation, or whatever the case is. And then get to know your team's goals too, because they're equally as important. You need to know what your team's goals are and show up every day for them as well. So that's all that I have. I am just so freaking, it was very awesome to be able to watch Cassie in the progression of her promotion. I have been able to see tons of my team. I've seen the crazy magic that can come in when you decide. I've seen the volume that can come in. I knew it was possible from day one, the minute that she decided. I never in my doubt did I think that it wouldn't happen. And on the 25th, when she looked at me and she said, I need 4,000. And I was like, okay, that's easy. And I mean, she probably didn't think it was easy at the time. She was probably like, I don't know what she's drinking over there in her coffee cup, but 4,000 seems like a lot. But I've seen it, and I know the power of just deciding, and it can happen when you make that decision and you know that it's going to happen. When you know in your core that it's going to happen, it's going to happen when you put in that action. So it was just a lot of fun, and I am just very thankful that I got to be a part of it. Do you have anything you want to leave anyone with, Cassie?
Yes, I do. Two things that I just thought of. One thing that Alyssa Furman just said on the last Zoom that we were on, guys, if you're new and you don't know this, Ruby is 2,000 in volume. And I think that can give you some perspective right now, that I didn't have a ton of workers on my team, and we brought in 4,000 in volume in 3 days. Okay. So if you need 2,000 in volume, it doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing, because the way we got 4,000 was host to post. Okay. So I'm telling you that if you don't think you can go Ruby this month, it's a lie. You should probably deal with that right now. Get over it. You can. Emerald is only 5,000. You don't have just 3 days, guys. You have 20. I'm not mathing. You have a lot of days left. Okay. We are only 1 week in. Okay. So if you're counting yourself out from Ruby because you don't know what you're doing, that's wrong. If you're counting yourself out from Emerald, also wrong. Even Diamond, go for it. Just go for it. I don't even care. You want to go double this month and you're not even Ruby? I believe it can happen. So the last thing that I want to say is, it is so important to, I don't know what you believe, who you pray to, who you talk to, I don't know, but do it, guys. Because I believe that without me telling God what I needed and believing that he was going to honor that, I don't think it would have happened. So if you are starting your day by praying, or, when things get rocky and you're starting to doubt, if you're not stopping yourself and catching that thought to flip it, to tell yourself, no, I might not be able to do this, but the God I serve can do this. I can't do it, but God can. I can't bring in 4,000 in volume. I can't find that many people, but God sure can. I can't bring people to my inbox, but I know that the God that I believe in can do that. If you're not in touch with something like that, guys, it will make the difference in your business, because it wasn't me in my power being some superhuman that all of a sudden was able to do these things. Okay. Like, my hard work ethic was honored by God, and that's what got me there. Another final thing, I swear, final thing, please understand the beauty of the people on this team. I'm not on Tiffany's team. I don't affect her paycheck at all. She still cared about my promotion as if it was her own. So find a sideline, find an upline, downline, find somebody that you can share your goals with, because people care. I care about your goals. I don't really care whose team you're on, really, at all. I love to hype people up. So if you need somebody to hype in my inbox, I will be your biggest fan and your biggest cheerleader. But don't take the relationships for granted, because like I said before, if you're putting it out there just for you, you're much more likely to fail. But if you're sharing it with people and you're sharing it with your upline, sidelines, all around, I don't even care if they have anything to do with Ashley Sinclair's team or not, share it with people, put it out there, because people want to cheer you on, and God is going to honor the hard work. So that's really all that I would say. I'm so blessed to be able to talk to all of you guys. And for all of you newbies on here that are confused about all the terminology, just be excited, please, and pray over your business. Get in touch with your sponsor or anybody and ask the questions that you need to ask so that we can help you to hit these crazy promotions and bonuses. Because if you're counting yourself out from the $15,000 bonus or $20,000 bonus, yeah, wrong. Don't do it. Okay. So that's all I have for you guys. I know that the Sunday night call, I think is, well, they're always late, so it's probably not on yet, but within 5 minutes, I'm sure it will be. So that is all I have for you.
That's it, guys. Thank you all so much for hopping on. Thank you so much, Cassie. I am so proud of you. And that's it, guys. Go tune into Mark's